Oh, World of Tank Blitzers, it's a Littlefinger. Happy Friday, September 17th. Time for another store review. We had a big week last week, a lot of really good tanks in there, so you probably dropped a lot of money. But now we have Soviet Tier 10 Medium, the Object 907. Crates only, so hold on to your money and let's see how this tank plays on the battlefield before we get too invested in gambling on crates. But first, I've got a pop-up offer on my desktop, so you might too. Just want to go over this because this is one of the better deals in the game. Works out to be 800 gold per dollar, 16,000 gold for 20 bucks. I don't know what your criteria will be for filling it up. It might be kills or damage or something, but just make sure that it is full before you do claim that. So let's jump into the store. And right off the top, under offers, we've got 14 containers for 100 bucks and 3 containers for 10 bucks, which I'm sure a lot of you will probably gamble and try to get this with only a 5% drop chance. Well, here's the tank. Like I said, Soviet medium. It's got 100 mil on the front, 208 around the turret there. What it does have going for it is some good speed, 60 kilometers per hour forward. I believe it was 20 in reverse. Um, it's got a high firing gun, but the damage is the pen is pretty low. Let's see if we can find that 240. Yeah, so 300 with heat. Again, another disadvantage in my opinion. So this I guess falls into one of the faster tier 10 mediums. You've got the AMX and the Leopard that sit at 65. You've got now a few tanks. The Object 140, the FV that sit at 60, but most of the tanks sit at 50 to 55 in this range. So it's going to be a little bit faster than most of the mediums. I'm not sure how this sloped armor will work out. Again, it's only 100 mil, so it's going to be one of those tanks that maybe you have to be careful and play it like the Leopard or the AMX. But um, I am not going to be dropping 100 bucks on 14 containers. I will tell you that. You do get the opportunity for charms, 95%. So if you don't get the tank, you'll get a charm. I don't know how many charms you need. I couldn't find that anywhere here, but my guess is 25. That's been the number that's been around most often. You also have a 95% chance of getting gold out of this, with only a 10% chance of getting 1,000 gold. So I guess that does help to offset the cost a little bit, but it's still very expensive, considering you're most likely to be walking away with boosters and free XP certificates. There are some more containers down at the bottom that are full price, so we'll get to that here in a second. Nimble platoon here with the Tetrarch. Um, I don't know, guys. I for a while, I used to think this isn't a bad deal because you can sell these for 1,500 gold for $3, 500 gold. You're gonna get 7 days of premium. And I used to say, play the tanks for a little bit, get tired of them, sell them. But I cannot get into a battle at tier 4 or below anymore. I've waited 15 minutes to get into a battle. I don't know if it's just me or what, but I bought that PZ2G the other week and I haven't been able to play it, and I'm kind of disappointed about that. So, warning to you guys, especially those that have a lot of battles. I don't know if it's something with a matchmaker that is restricting people from playing lower tiers that have a lot of battles. I don't know. But we'll go into some of these other tanks a little bit later. But while we're in the offer section, I just want to point out, $5 for the premium pass gets you the Dreadnought. But let's go in and talk quickly about the resources. Nothing here that I'm overly excited about, so I'm just going to skip through that. And let's talk about the tanks that are for sale. KV5 for 5,000 gold and 30 days of premium time. A lot of guys don't like this tank, but I find it kind of fun. It's got much better mobility than, say, the KV4. Uh, doesn't obviously have quite the armor as the side cheeks here, and this big old gun is pennable. Um, but it does troll a lot of shots, and it obviously has the credit coefficient of a premium tank. So to me, I think it is not a bad little deal, especially if you like playing heavy tanks. So one of the things that we talked about last week, obviously, was the unstoppable defenders. If you still have gold available for sale for 2 times, the best way really to get this is uh, buying it with the 25,000, because if we go to gold here, this is going to be convoluted. You're going to get 35,000 gold for $50, right? Um, but the downside here is a couple things. If you have one or two of these tanks in this bundle here, if you buy it with real money, you will get compensation in gold for any tank that you already have in your garage, right? Plus, this bundle comes with the 5 Object 260 containers and 5 T22 medium containers. So a little bit more of an enticement there with 10 containers to potentially get a fifth tank out of it. However, if we jump over to this, which is a little bit cheaper deal, you'll notice that we're only getting credits for tanks if you already own them. Um, as far as these tanks go, the the best one is the Defender Mark One, the medium. The AMX is fun to play, but a tank which has a 4 shell auto loader with 1 second in between, it's tough to stay on target and maximize that clip every time. The other twos have the auto loaders, but there's a long reload in between, and to me they're not as fun. Uh, you can obviously buy them all individually here. um, the tank that really I like out of all of this is the T54E2, the Shark. It's a bit expensive for 12,500, but the Chieftain is a nice companion to it for 3,000 gold. It's not a bad deal. The Kanonen I have been playing quite a bit lately. Now that I know, better how to play and hide this tank, I've been having some fun with it. But again, it's the first time it's been for sale for gold, so you'll see a very steep 15,000. That's a tier 10 price for a tank. Again, with all of these really good tanks, the Object 252U is almost a must own, I think, if you're a serious tier 8 heavy tank player. And the SU 130 PM, it's a lot of fun. It's fast moving, good gun. Um, so it's a really fun little bundle here for 15,000 gold. We talked about the Sentinel and the FV for 5,000. It's obviously lower tiers, so it's cheaper. Both of these are fast firing guns that you have to stay on target a lot. The armor is decent, not great. Mobility is pretty good on both of these tanks as well. Lowe's the Sherman, again, not my favorite of the Sherman tanks, but if you're a collector, not bad for 3,500 gold. You can pick up the SU 130 by itself, no camo, for 8,500. So again, a lot of good tanks here for sale. My understanding from some of the comments that you guys have sent in is that the 2 times gold is a one-time deal. Once you buy it, it goes away. You can see I have not purchased any gold, um, for obvious reasons, sitting at 117,000 right now. I like how they have redesigned these with the smaller icons to get everything to fit so it doesn't take up 2 screens. Um, but again, just keep in mind, guys, that my philosophy here with the game has always been make sure you buy premium time. That is the best way for you to accumulate credits and XP. Um, so, whatever you do, I would recommend doing one of the bundles here. It gets you 2 times the gold. Buy, some premium time, and have your daily missions and whatnot. So there's the free containers, and here's some more object containers. Look at this. This The prices on these are insane, and I know I'm going to see guys out there playing this today that have probably dropped over $100 to get the tank. So good luck to you. Yeah, if you do decide to do that. I'm not sure if the TD invasion was on the store last Friday. It might have popped up right after that, but you can see here you've got some nice little tanks in here, with my favorite being the 121 GFT. But I love the 130. The turtle's good. Um, some of these ones down here at the bottom, not so good. But obviously it's random and a 10% drop chance. So again, take that into consideration when you gamble on these crates. The lucky containers are guaranteed to get you a tank. Um, and the way they work is that if you actually pull a tank that you already have in the garage, you're going to get a next tier up container. So if you start with 5, you could easily find yourself up at tier 7, tier 8. But again, you've got no choice as to what drops, but you are guaranteed a tank, which is, we go back to the top, and instead of dropping $100 or $50 on a chance to get the object 907, I would much rather say buy yourself the $45 for, you're going to guarantee yourself 4 tanks out of that deal. Which, you know gambling, right? Need I say more? Obviously it's working for wargaming, and people are buying them, or else they wouldn't do this. But that is where we are at today. Gonna hold back any comments about people being able to buy their way up to tier 10. So with that, guys, I hope you have fun out there this weekend. Stay safe, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.